I really do believe that it found me, I didn't find it. So I really do believe that it was sort of at a time in my life when it was something I really felt that I needed, and it was there, and I didn't realise it until that announcement was made, and I thought, well, that's it. I didn't even realise it, but that's what I was looking for. So yeah.
It just sort of, things fell into place and it just happened. I wanted to learn a bit more about, my faith and why things were the way they were. Like when you grow up in this sort of environment, I guess sometimes you take it for granted. So I think the main reason was just to better understand everything that we do.
I actually did pray to God and said, God, unless you change something in my life, I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not doing this the right way. I know I'm not putting you first. So in 2014, I was diagnosed with a serious illness. And thanks be to God, because seriously, that was a sign for me to say, Anna, it's time. It's time. So the first thing I did was enroll at St Andrews. Because first thing I did was enroll and in my grad dip. Yeah. So that was really important to me.
I started studying theology about 5 years ago. I actually started by contacting my local parish priest in Gaimea. Also had a conversation with the sub-dean and got more information. But the real reason that I was asking at the time a lot of questions was because my first child was a little unwell when he was born, and the college, as well as the people around me in the local parish, were very helpful in guiding me in the direction to help answer some of those questions. And theology and studying at the college was part of that answer.
It wasn't something that I had planned, and I'd already finished my studies. Was working as a lawyer, and it just really tugged at my heart, and I'm so glad that I did, that I went with it.
It's a very inclusive environment. You feel part of sort of a greater family, and I guess, as an institution that was, previously, I guess, only for those seeking ordination, it's also been able to be agile enough to be something where even lay people can feel as though they can grow.
Having done another degree before, I would say that the main difference is just that it's not just going to class and listening to your lectures. It's a whole routine. It's almost like it involves everything that you do in your life. So coming and being part of the services and being able to attend in that way sort of brings together everything that you learn in the classroom. So I feel like it's bringing it to another level that's a bit more practical to your spiritual life.
It's excellent in terms of the curriculum, in terms of the lecturers, the expertise, the way it's delivered, the different way that you can access the courses as well. So I'm in Melbourne, and even though it's online, I can choose to attend a class in real time via Zoom, or I do it in my own time.
It's been fantastic. It's particularly during COVID.
It's been a great experience, really. Especially with everything that I have on, being recently ordained, previously working, family, they're very accommodating and made it really easy for me, to work with all my deadlines and make sure I could get everything in, and to work all my classes and assessments out. So they're very accommodating and made it for a very enjoyable experience.
I really enjoyed learning more about the Trinity, because I think that's always been something conceptually difficult to understand.
Very, very close second is the church history subjects, because they have a direct relevance to what we do today in the liturgical life of the church. And there were so many times, I guess, in the last couple of years where I've sort of gone, oh wow, is that why we do it this way? Or is that why we have this in our liturgy? Or you find yourself having a new perspective when you go to church each time that you're looking for these marks or these markers.
The Christian spirituality subject was exceptional and very practical. And I guess when you look back, that was my first subject. You realise how far you come in the period of your studies, because things that you may not have understood at the start, you definitely understand in much better detail at the end.
I really enjoyed the dogmatics and systematic theology, because obviously in line with the fathers and things like that too, because the reality is that our dogmatics inform everything in our church, whether it's our liturgics, going down to our pastoral work. It all starts with our theology, and learning the theology actually helped me to understand why we do certain things in our church. It was very illuminating.
Being a full-time student and coming into contact with my lecturers, quite consistently and face-to-face, I feel like rather than that sort of cold relationship between lecturer and student, the faculty and the staff here at St Andrews, make you feel like you're part of a big family.
Such a fantastic experience to actually speak together and have discussions and speak with like-minded people and learn from each other. But then with Zoom, it's also been amazing as well. They're so available. And the Zoom, it really does feel like you are there and you're all together and you do have discussions and you do ask your questions. But also just being very accommodating, particularly for someone who's, working full time, always available via email, always very understanding. I haven't had any issues at all.
The lecturers and the academic faculty have been excellent over the last few years. I've been able to build lifelong relationships, I think, for the future with them, beyond just the academic study that they've been providing in the course itself. Many of the students, many of the staff definitely would be considered lifelong friends, and as part of being in the college community, it's definitely been a very enjoyable experience.
Look, to be honest, without my lecturers, I wouldn't have got through the degree, because they were hugely accommodating and understanding of my situation, because I was working and studying at the same time and I had my family, and they allowed me to organize my time very well and gave me pointers when I needed it. So yeah, I couldn't be happier.
I think the other thing that I've really appreciated over the COVID period is with the additional pressures of work, of elder care for me, because I've had my parents and my in-laws, that they were very supportive as well. And so where I found it very difficult to complete assessments, I was given some latitude about, deadlines and it wasn't even the extensions that really meant a lot to me. It was the way they were given. It was that understanding that really made me feel less guilty that I had to ask for one. Yeah, because I like to meet my deadlines. So.
There's always so much more to learn. You think you've just about mastered a particular topic or subtopic, and then there's more. The more you read, the more you research, the more you get out of it. I guess, which is like any discipline, but you also grow personally. You really do. You have it changes your whole perspective.
Having done previous study in other particular universities and other courses, there's a certain expectation you have. When you come to the college, I was astounded by the depth of the content that was being taught, as well as the breadth and options in the coursework that you can choose from.
How spiritually transformative they've been for me.
What surprised me about my studies is how much it changed me and my path in life as well.
I think one of the most surprising things is just to see all the different people from all these different walks of life that are enrolled at the college, and that really everyone's on a journey. People are at different stages in that journey, but it's so nice to see that we all come together and we support each other through that.
I think the thing that surprised me the most wasn't any individual thing, but the spirit of the college and the spirit of orthodoxy that really reshapes your way of thinking, and how that permeates into every step of your life. It's not something that just changes on paper, it changes in everything that you do.
For prospective students, I would say take a risk, explore, learn a little bit more about the college. There's plenty of options to give yourself the opportunity to study here, whether it's distance, permanently, online, all the flexibility is available. Everybody's great, the community's great, and I would just encourage people to explore. And if you have that desire within you to learn more and you have a lot of questions that you're asking in your life, the college is absolutely the place to come to.
Prepared to be challenged, I think, in ways that you haven't expected or never thought you would expect. but in those challenges, prepare to also, have some really amazing experiences, meet very amazing people, and ultimately, learn a lot more about yourself and about our purpose and what we believe in.
No matter what your calling is. So it doesn't matter if you're male, female, mature aged, young, it doesn't matter, whatever Christian leaning, to really see this as an opportunity to know God through Christ in the way that it's delivered at the college.
The reality is, life is really short, and if you can spend time learning more about who you are and who you are in Christ and who He is, it'll just help every aspect of your life. So it's worth taking that step.
To anybody who's considering studying theology, I would tell them that it's not just for people who have a calling to the priesthood or even discerning a calling to the priesthood. It's for anybody, young, old, male, female, anybody that wants to learn more about their faith, because we have a real treasure here in Australia.
It has been life-changing.
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 It's been life-changing.
It's been life-changing.
It was life-changing, no. Actually, it didn't occur to me to say life-changing. What I was thinking was, in terms of 3, was inspirational, transformative, and my spiritual home. They would have been the 3 things that I would have said. And all of that means it was really life-changing.